All right, this is the end. Hi, Jessica. You made it. Perfect. Um, so we're done with a song for you. So I just wanted to quickly, let me get rid of the echo. Instead of uploading a video, I thought I would just do this as a live video. Even I know football season starts today. People are going to be watching football games, but I still wanted to go ahead and knock out these last two chapters. Jessica, if you have any questions, just let me know, because chapters 23 and 24, again, it's, you know, the end of the book. I'm not going to, once I read the last two chapters, there's a little information about Robyn Crawford and acknowledgments, okay, but all right, there's no need to. So chapter 23, remember from the last chapter, Robyn had left Nippy Inc. And so pretty much with chapter 23, she's talking about, you know, the hard time she was having adjusting, because remember, she'd been by Whitney's side since what, 1980, I think. So, you know, if you've been around someone that long, you know, you don't know what to do with yourself. Like, you know, where do I go from here? So she started trying to pool her money, trying to see, you know, what she needed to do, trying to get herself together. So she started to do that. She felt that if she moved to the West Coast, she could clear her head, and, you know, she wouldn't be sucked back into Whitney world, is I think something that she stated. She thought that if she stayed on the East Coast, and she'd just, you know, just fall right back in that same trap of Nippy Inc. And, you know, so, and we all know what was going on at Nippy Inc. I think one of you, we were writing back and forth in the comments section. They thought they were the mafia. My father did anyway. Okay, allegedly. So she's just, you know, talking about how hard it was, you know, trying to readjust. And so it was pretty interesting. She, you know, drove, you know, East Coast to West Coast. So that was pretty interesting. And, you know, remember now, Whitney didn't think that she was going to leave. So she said Whitney, you know, called on her, you know, checked on her. And she said that in this particular chapter, she said Whitney called and asked her, you know, did she have everything that she needed? And she said that during this time, Sylvia would call her often, you know, asking her if she was all right. She said she didn't find out until years later that was Whitney asking Sylvia to call. And Sylvia said, you know, Whitney would be upset crying because Robyn wasn't nearby. Okay, so folks, you know, they were tight for years. So remember, there's a group called Sunday, and so Robyn and Whitney were trying to get them, you know, going. The girl, I don't know, they only had like one song, and I played the song earlier trying to see if I remembered it. I did not. It came out in 2000, so the name of the group was Sunday. And what was the name of the song? If I don't even think any of you guys would remember it. I listened to it earlier, but what happened? The name of the song was I Know, but the album was never released, so it was shelved. Well, Robyn took a big chunk of her money, like $120,000, when she left, when she went to Capitol Records, trying to get that, you know, trying to get them going. She lost that money because they never released the album. Ooh, all right. So she's in California. She's trying to get herself together. And she's thinking about her mother a lot. Here she starts talking about her sister Bina, you know, who has been diagnosed with bipolar, you know. She remembered, you know, remember her mom is deceased. Her mother told him, you know, you guys take care of each other. All right. Hey, Rhonda, how you doing? Okay. Rhonda, I'm just finishing up these last two chapters of A Song for You. So when we get together next week, folks, you know what time it is. Remember, those of you who are here, This is the book that was chosen. I did it by vote. I didn't choose this book. Those of you who are here, if you weren't here last week, we took a vote and more people chose this book. This is a good book. On Time, A Princely Life in Funk, Morris Day, talking about his life with Prince. And we know that's going to be interesting, okay? So again, Robyn's talking about her sister trying to get herself together. Robyn said she was trying to pretty much learn who she was, because for so long her world was tied up in Whitney's world. Okay, and she had to dot all her I's and cross all her T's because they were in the limelight. You know, with not just Whitney, she was as well. So she talks about you know, not having. She didn't want to get into any relationships with anyone. She didn't trust herself. She didn't know how to be in a healthy relationship. And so anyway, Lisa, who she and Whitney worked with back when during the Bodyguard days, she said she just reached out to her to see how she was doing. And so she said that, you know, when she went to New York, you know, they would get together and meet time to time. She said she still wasn't, you know, ready for any type of relationship. Okay, so she's still healing. You know, when you've been in relationship with someone for so long and you know, you're no longer in that relationship, it's like a death. You know, just like people who are married and then they get a divorce, that's like a death, folks. Okay, now as I'm going over this, Rhonda and everyone else who's here, just if you have any questions, type in the comment section. I got you. Okay. All right, so that's California Dreaming. That's pretty much chapter 23. Chapter 24 gets a little more interesting. So Robyn still does not have a job. All right. This is okay. And you guys, hi Mo Dollars. What's up, Mo Dollars? Okay. So, okay. You tell me what you think. L.A. Reid was the head of Arista Records at this time. He offered Robyn a job, I mean, a big time executive job. She flew out from the West Coast to the East Coast for interviews, did a real good job. They told her she had a job. She packed up everything and moved to New York. Then she's just waiting on a call. May arrives and she's like, well, I haven't heard anything. So she calls Arista Records, and whoever she speaks with said, oh, you haven't talked to LA? She says, no. And so they said, hold on a second. They had L.A. Reid to call her, and he said that, well, I couldn't give you the job. Okay, so he didn't give her any explanation. Just said that, you know, I couldn't do it. Now, he was head of Arista Records at that time. So just keep that in mind. And then I'll give you my commentary because of what he told her at a later date. So again, they told this woman she had a job and she packed up everything. So she's living in the top part of a friend's apartment. Money is running out. She sent her sister to Georgia with some relatives, okay? Sister's doing fine. She's taking her bipolar medication. So anyway, Robyn said she was just stunned. So anyway, she was like, okay. So her money was dwindling down. And remember, a lot of her money she invested into that group Sunday, which had now been shelved or sacked. So just a bad situation. So after she sent her sister off with a cousin and her husband, okay, she said, okay, now I'm going to focus on me, all right? So she was still at Susan's, and she just started, you know, going out a little bit with Lisa. And Lisa said, look, you know, you need help. You need to go get some therapy before you think about getting in a relationship with me. So Robyn had to go to Bellevue Hospital in New York. And that's not the best hospital, folks. Woo. But, you know, if you're indigent and you can't afford, you know, the nice hospitals, that's where you kind of have to go. Okay, that's just where we are with that. Okay, you guys can ask questions if you want. Okay, so she talks about that. She said she just didn't know what to do. She says she started going to Bellevue. She said that for years she'd been conditioned to feel that everything she did or said was a reflection on Whitney. So now she's just in her 40s and she's trying to figure out, who am I now that she was away from Whitney and Nippy Inc. So think about that, folks. That's a big transition. Okay. So she started talking to the therapist, and she said she started feeling better. All right. Then she said, I don't know if any of you remember the Michael Jackson special, September 7th, 2001, when Whitney went on stage. We all saw it. It was heart-wrenching. Whitney looked like she weighed about 70 pounds. She was rail thin. She looked real. She looked wrinkled. It just wasn't a nice look for her. Okay. And we know that's management's fault. Because even Robyn says here in her book, she's like, oh my God, why would they let her go on stage like that? She said her family was there, and everyone was in shock when they saw her in that condition. I mean, and we all knew, why she was looking like that. But anyway, she said it was all, in all the tabloids. And I remember that it was. Everyone knew what was going on, So anyway, also she talks about she's still focusing on herself, trying to get herself together. And she talks about she and Lisa start traveling a lot, and she's trying to find out who she is. She said in therapy, she couldn't understand, because remember now, Robyn played basketball, so she was an athlete. Now, true athletes don't do drugs or smoke. So during the therapy session, she said that she couldn't even understand why she did drugs. And we know it's just peer pressure. She was with Whitney. Whitney was smoking and drinking. I mean, it's peer pressure. It happens. But she's a pure athlete. Typically, pure athletes, they don't want cigarettes, drugs, booze, any of that stuff. All right. So then she talks about, of course, we know what happened, 9/11, the World Trade Centers, and the planes crashed into them. Okay, so she talks about that happening and how scary that was. She talks about a letter she wrote to Nippy that she never mailed, just reaching out to her and asking how she was doing. That was saying that was the most important, thing, how she was doing, and how she was saying, Robyn was saying she was starting to come around. She was starting to feel better, so the therapy was helping. Okay. So then she talks about going to LA. She flies out to LA for a Grammy. There was something going on with the Grammys. She knew L.A. Reid would be there, so she wanted to ask him, what happened with the job? You told me I had the job, and then, now, and then I have no job. L.A. Reid told Robyn, well, Whitney wasn't comfortable with me bringing you in. Really, folks? I, for the life of me, don't believe that. All this time after Robyn left Nippy Inc., she had Sylvia calling. She was asking Robyn if she needed anything. She had Sylvia asking if she needed anything. Why would she block a job? And at this time, L.A. Reid is the head of Arista Records. Now, Robyn did mention, but prior to that job situation, Donna, okay, the relative of Whitney, called her and said that Whitney's lawyer wanted to speak with her. So the lawyer was asking all kinds of questions. How long, how people, they ask you questions they already know the answer to. They just basically want to see what you're going to say. So he was asking her all kinds of questions. How long did you live with Whitney? What type of relationship? Was it was it a physical relationship? And so Robyn just told him, why are you asking me these questions? And she would later find out that someone from the Globe magazine had contacted someone and was supposed to be sending out this article. And so Robyn says she contacted an attorney who had worked with Prince. They got a hold of that person, let them know, if you publish that article, you will be sued. Okay, so we didn't hear about that particular incident. But anyway, I, for the life of me, do not believe that Whitney blocked that job. If L.A. Reid is the head of Arista Records at that time. He makes all the final decisions. What does that have to do with anything? So I think that was a cop-out. So that's my personal feeling. Type it over here in the comment section, folks, and let me know what you feel, okay? So he put it off on Lisa. I mean on Whitney, okay? So Robyn was stunned, and she was like, Whitney wouldn't do anything to stand in my way. I mean, so anyway, she was talking about, again, she and Lisa trying to build their life together. They're living in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. And for years, all right now, you know, once the paparazzi and all the media outlet people found out where she lived, well, okay, they're going to want to, you know, hey, she said over the years, they had been offering her money for all these people that are, oh, Robyn's a backstabber and she turned on Whitney. No, she did not. She had the right to defend herself. And I was talking with someone all week in the comment section, you know, I mean, and it's okay. We're not going to agree on everything, folks, but I'm sorry. She had been in documentaries. She'd been in other people's books. Why can't she defend herself? She never, I mean, if you look at, Robyn left Nippy Inc. in 2000. The media outlets, the tabloids, they offered her big bucks. Even when she was here, when she needed some money, Robyn worked on a produce farm picking produce and cutting grass. She could have used those thousands and thousands of dollars. Every time they tried to talk to her, she wanted nothing to do with them. So she could have been making money since the year 2000, folks. So she's a real one. She's a real one. I'm sorry. I'm just saying she wrote that book. Like I said, she needed to defend herself. Okay. Tell me what you think in the comment section, folks. So then, you know, she's just pretty much talking about, she picked up a little job at a tennis club, you know, working at the front desk. She said she got fired from that because she was sitting there watching basketball games all day. She talks about how, you know, the phone conversation she and Whitney had over the years. She said Whitney sometimes would call. Whitney always would like to call on her birthday. Hi, Robyn, bet you don't know who this is. And she'd laugh. How old are you? 60, you know, trying to be, you know, funny. Then she'd giggle and hang up the phone. And she said it was coming from a private number, so she couldn't return the call. She said she don't even think that Whitney, you know, knew her own phone number. I mean, so again, the drug usage, if you've been using drugs, folks, since you were pre-adolescent, okay, by the time you're in your 40s, okay, your mind is a little bit mushy, all right, okay, just so you know. She talks about another time, we all know this, those that are old enough like me, when Bobby beat her up and her lip was bleeding and she had to call the police. Robyn said she called her and was talking to her, I guess, you know, for some comfort. And, you know, she talks about they had sporadic contact over the years. She talked about they met up in 2000 and I think it was 3. Ricky Minor used to be Whitney Houston's music director. And she talks about that and how she said she went in Whitney's dressing room. It was chaotic, she said. She said that people were all over the place. And Whitney had this, I don't know, those of you who are in my age group, if you remember the tabloids, Whitney was walking around with that long white cone-shaped thingy on her face. We don't know what that was, but in the tabloids, they were saying that her nose was destroyed, okay, and that's why she was wearing it, okay. So anyway, she said she was just sitting there, but she said she and Whitney and Bobby said Whitney's voice didn't sound good, so that she and Bobby just screamed the entire time. So anyway, she said Whitney was looking at her and finally said, Robyn, stop staring at me like I'm crazy. All right. So that's pretty much it. She mostly this chapter she's talking about her life goals and things that she wanted to do. And then she talks about, of course, February 11th, 2012. We know that's when we lost the voice. And she just said she just she and Lisa were out at a restaurant with some friends, and she said that she just lost it. And then the friends didn't know how close Robyn had been with Whitney. So when one of the friends got the phone call, said Whitney Houston is dead, Robyn, just Lisa said, okay, we have to go. So that pretty much is what she talks about. She talks about Whitney's death made her angry. She saw the details, the images, and she said she just became angry. Okay. And she talks about that. She talks about the funeral. And of course, she talks about, we know the funeral was at New Hope. That was Whitney's church. So that's going to end our book. We are finally done with A Song for You. Okay. All right. Who has questions? Who all here? Let's see. Only 3 of you have let me know. Anip, if you don't type something, I can't tell who's here, folks. All right. And I only have 2 likes. Make sure you hit the like button as well. Okay. Now, those being the last 2 chapters. Jessica, you still here? Rhonda, Mo Dollars. Who's still here with me? Okay. Rhonda, you still here? All right. That's the end of the book. What do you think? I'm not going to be on here very long, folks. Rhonda, what do you think about the last couple of chapters of the book? Mo Dollars, you still here? Jessica? You want to hear the song? The song, you're talking about the song from that group, Sunday? Which song you talking about, Rhonda? Okay. All right. I will find that for you. Like I said, it is not, you probably, I didn't recognize it, and I'm a music connoisseur, so I'm going to play. I'm not going to play a lot of it. I don't want to be copyrighted, but I'm going to find that for you. Anyone else familiar with the group? It was over before it really started, folks. See if I can find it. Okay. All right. So, so I'm just going to play a very small piece of it, Rhonda. But if you type in Sunday, that was the name of the group that Robyn and Whitney had together. And then this is the song they had, the largest hit song, I Know. Don't think that I just see you looking. It's so obvious when you come around that you want to start blushing and touching. I see the way that you're checking. You must say I'll be mine. You ever think that he was. All right, I'm going to stop it so I don't get copyrighted. Rhonda, do you remember that song? Like I said, I'm going to put it up here. If that helps. I wanna leave me. You can make it. Now, tell me if you ever heard of that song, because that came out in 2000. I don't remember that song, Rhonda. Anyone else remember it? Anyone else remember it? Anyone else remember it? Rhonda, you gonna listen to the rest of it? Okay. All right, so that's pretty much it. I just wanted to finish up the last couple of chapters. And if no one has any questions, we'll just go ahead and shut it down. And when you see me again, I just want your extra time and your kiss. Okay. We're going to be doing Prince, folks. So we'll have another channel drawing next week. Okay. I didn't have time to really send out the notifications and let people know about the live event today. So we'll have more people. Rhonda, I will not quit my day job. Don't worry. You don't. I know my singing sucks. Okay. All right. Yeah. Ro paid for those singing lessons, but it didn't work. No help. No help. So, also, guys, let me know. I'll probably be not just Cash App. Next week, we'll do some channel drawings, some prize drawings for Amazon. We all use Amazon, don't we? Amazon cards, things like that. So I want to get a little more creative. All right. So we don't have any questions. Like I said, I didn't have time to share this information with people. I thought I was going to do an upload, and I said, hey, I'll just make it live. What the heck? Okay. So just remember, if I should stay, I will only be in the way. So I'll go. But I'll think of you every step of the way. And I will always love you. I will always love you. My channel subscribers. You, my darlings, you. So we'll get together next Sunday. All right, Rhonda. Rhonda is probably somewhere crying with my latest attempt at singing. So yeah, folks, we're going to get together next Sunday, 4 o'clock. I'll get the alerts out so we can have more people. And be safe this week. Okay. Did I do all right that time, Rhonda? That's about my all-time favorite Whitney Houston song. I Will Always Love You. That's one of my favorite, but the other one, she gets too high. It's too high. I can't. I don't have a chance. Okay. So, Rhonda, I hope to see you here next week. You get your mom if you can to participate. I know she likes Prince. Get some more people. We'll have some more people over here next week. I'll get the word out this week. I just had a lot going on. I just didn't have time this week, folks. Okay. So we'll be right back at we'll have our shenanigans going on again next week. And if you don't upset me, I promise not to sing. All right. So you all enjoy your week, and don't forget next week cash prize drawings, and we're still having the t-shirt drawings as well. Rhonda, you're good. You got your t-shirt, so we're gonna make sure you win something else since you seem to win every week. All right. All right. I enjoyed you guys, and I will see you next Sunday at what time? 4 o'clock. Don't forget. I know it's football season, but Let's get together and have a good time. Okay? All right, take care. 4 o'clock, that's right. Next Sunday, Rhonda.